Several municipalities across the province that introduce policies requiring employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 are keeping those rules in place, including the city of Toronto. And this despite the province scrapping the proof of vaccination system yesterday.
So what does that mean for employees? For a close look at the implications, we're joined right now by Levitt Skeikh, employment lawyer and partner at Levitt Skeikh LLP. Levitt, thanks for being here. It's a vexing question, or is it a pretty simple question? Should employees still need to be required to get vaccinations, even though the province isn't requiring the certificates?
Notwithstanding the fact, Nick, that the province isn't requiring the certificates, we've heard pretty clearly from a number of municipalities, including the city of Toronto. And remember, private and public sector employers are generally going to follow suit with what the mothership is doing. So, what we're hearing is, notwithstanding the fact that the province is broadly lifting these restrictions, there are still occupational health and safety requirements for employers, which means keeping your employees safe in the workplace. So as it stands, and as has been the case with this pandemic, things change so rapidly, sometimes day to day, sometimes hour to hour. As it stands, what we're hearing from both public and private sector employees is, notwithstanding the fact that the province is lifting the mandate, we still be able to tell our employees that we're complying with occupational health and safety legislation and keeping everyone safe. The policy is still reasonable-ish. Reasonable-ish.
All right. So, Maniza, in simple terms, if you are an employee of, let's say, the city of Toronto and you're not happy with this and you say, well, look, the province is saying the vaccine passport system is scrapped, why do I still need to be vaccinated? You pretty much don't have anything to stand on in court, right?
Well, Jennifer, using the City of Toronto is the perfect example, and we do have City of Toronto employees who have said just that. The employer has responded, the city has responded by stating, we still understand that we have an obligation to keep employees safe. So the province can do their thing by lifting the mandate, and certainly that makes things much easier for clients and consumers who wish to enter businesses. But, at the end of the day, coming into a business is very different than working in close proximity with your colleagues, especially where, protective gear is no longer the norm for us. And so we have employers saying, look, we still have to keep you safe. So as it stands, you have to remain vaccinated or work remotely. But is that something, Jennifer, that could even change in the next 4 or 5 days? Maybe with some more employers from a public accounting perspective who have more public facing, that could definitely change. But as it stands, my legal advice to my employer clients has been, continue to implement it and stay tuned, quite frankly, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were actually talking to Mayor John Tory about this morning on CP24 Breakfast. He was talking about the fact that by March 21st, around 20% of City of Toronto employees who have been working from home would be required to then go back to their, work environments, the classic, office scenarios, et cetera. But I wonder if I'm an employee who doesn't want to get vaccinated, who has been working at home predominantly over the last 2 years, is there an argument to say, well, can I just stay working at home and therefore not be vaccinated?
There is an argument, most certainly, because that employee could very well argue that, look, you've accommodated me for the bulk of this pandemic, and I've been working remotely. My performance is up to par or up to snuff with my other colleagues. And so there isn't really a reason to force me to be vaccinated or force me into the bricks and mortars of the building when I can do the job remotely. So that's a stronger case as it stands. So if I had an employee client who came to me and said, look, I've been working remotely with no issue, this employer obviously has zero issues around accommodating me. Why suddenly force me into the office? That's an accommodation issue, and I think there's a reasonable leg to stand on in that regard.
Okay, Levitt Skeikh, employment lawyer and partner at Levitt Skeikh. Always appreciate your time. Have a great day. Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.